今言ってた薬指のこと本当？占いか？お前日系か？面白いやつだな。何やったの？なんでパクられた？
Asking the poor girl 4 questions in about 4 seconds. How about you let her answer? CGI.
窃盗とひき逃げでね。君には過去に
Dude's a straight up elf. I love how she basically loses a bloody limb and yet seconds later it's a paper cut at worst or entirely gone. I mean, this is JoJo, it's probably disappeared in fairness.
しかし君の父親は海洋学者。
Exposition though, since he already said that she already knows that he's already a marine biologist.
だから、その金がなくなったら中で命に関わる。
お前、筋肉質の割に胸でけえよな。
This guy thinks women who work out get smaller boobs as a result.
ロメオ、今。
This car has the thinnest seatbelt of all time. It might as well not even be there. Exhale and then inhale cliche.
所長室で一休みしていかれては。
What the hell happened to you?
なんなの？いろんなことが起こりすぎる。考えること。
Not that you were directly there for one of the things that flashed up.
それより昨日の私を許してほしいの。私、臆病なのよ。
Absolutely nothing says I'm shy like trying to beat someone around the head with a large metal object for touching your stuff.
これは。
I mean, I don't think the picture was that small. That's like the size of 3 nearby peas.
てめえごまかそうとしてんのか？信頼に白々しさがあっていいと思ってんのか？
Being mean to weird looking and drooling probably not real actual animals is always a sin. She somehow misses the large trail of blood on the floor.
あんたならいける。わかるでしょ？私たち二人脱獄するのよ。
Her plan is to use her to conduct an escape from the facility, and yet she starts off by placing more and more books on top of her, potentially killing her prior to all of this.
なんだ今の音は。ああ、俺も聞こえた。
I don't even think this gun has a trigger. What are you gonna do when the convicts plan to escape?
お前、そこで何をやっている？どうやって入った？消えた？はあ？お前本当に見たのか？それが後ろ姿だけで。
I mean, she also definitely turned around and looked at you though, dude.
今ブロンドの女に1ドル貸したろ？あれすぐに返してもらった方がいい。
何言ってんだ。返してもらうに決まってんじゃん。
Considering she consistently walks around that place assuming things and then learning otherwise over and over again, with the last occasion occurring literally about 35 seconds ago, she immediately assumes that something will happen based on how she thinks it will go down.
明日の昼面会人が来るらしい。もちろんあんたじゃない。隣だよ。わかるな
？A prison officer taking a $10 bribe in order to give intel that leads to the death of an inmate. I mean, later on, they give him bribes of $100 to continue playing catch.
だが、お前が鉄格子にしがみついていたからだからな。規則だからな。そこにあるマークの位置に立て。許可があるまで、その位置で待て。よし、FE40536、入れ。
Considering this dude is a real stickler for the rules, having just told her rules are rules when he went to pick her up just now, he very quickly lets it go that she's no longer on the spot he told her to stay on, even after saying, stay on the mark there and wait there until you're authorized.
細かな部品にすればどんなものにも仕込める。面会に来る部下が看守に賄賂を渡せば。
I mean, they'd definitely be checking cigarette packs, what looks to be a metal item, but he's right on the other stuff, but that's the main reason why in the UK, stuff isn't sent into jail. It's bought inside the prison from the prison itself. Why not just use Star Platinum to push the guard backwards or something, no?
ジョン・ガリエはあれを使って空気の動きを読んでいる。 呼吸の乱れにさえ反応しているのかもしれない。
Considering how he thinks the stand may even react to a change in their breathing, he does an absolute metric fuck ton of talking in the next 30 seconds.
壁から離れるな、ジョリー。奴がお前を探知しているぞ。ジョリー、一体何を？
Wouldn't this have been an ideal time to use the world in order to attack it though?
ジョリー、下へ降りろ。俺はここからお前を出すために来た。
He says this, but he did specifically state in the last episode that he wanted her to break out using her new stand on her own. This mechanism can be operated by smashing it to pieces.
構えてみたらなんてことはなかったわ。これ叩き込んでバラバラよ。
Or maybe like, you know, maybe 12 pieces?
私が面会室のドア越しに話してたのは子供なのよ。ジョン・ガリエンはその子を先に始末しようとしたの。
始末
For the first and last time? No!
傷。撃たれた傷はどうしたの？
傷。
ジョン・ガリエンに撃たれた傷よ。
I think that she's forgotten that this is a JoJo anime. This shit happens all the time! Don't worry, no sin here. Just thought it was funny as in Stardust Crusaders, Jotaro straight up took a metal fan to the chest area, and later that episode the wound and his clothing were back to normal.
これは。
目が覚めたみたいね。
I'll be honest, I can't really be bothered to scroll up and see how many sins are now invalid, so I'm going to hazard a guess that it's probably 4 and go with that. Nice twist, thick wins version.
俺たちはそれぞれ夢を見ていたわけか。映画でも見るように。
そうね。
It's dangerous to sin this episode since there's so many twists, but where is the bone that she was holding and squeezing in order to wake herself up?
こっちの廊下には誰もいません。反対側に向かったのではないですか？
おい、よく見ろ。鉄格子が壊されてるじゃないか。
I love how the actual guard was all Sherlock Holmes. Wait a minute, look closely. Like, bro, the door is completely bent open.
そして潜水艇は自動的にこれを追尾してくるようすでにセットされている。
何よそれ。まさかその胸。
As much as I'm loving this scene and hating it on the Wind's version due to what's occurring, Jotaro shifted without moving between being in the middle of the wall and back onto the corner of it.
どんな財団か知らないけど、もし潜水艇が本当に来てるっていうのなら、その団体の財力と技術力は相当なものに違いないわよね。
I mean, financial power, absolutely, but incredibly advanced technology? I mean, the submarine has been around since the First World War.
記憶は確かだよな。1492年、新大陸発見コロンブス。
It was the Vikings a few hundred years earlier, but never mind. You definitely wouldn't have this guy using a key during the night to go in and out of the hospital ward. In fact, as a rule, you tend not to give any door keys to any prisoners unless they're in open conditions, and even then, it's just for their cells and nothing else. Also, off the cuff, I was a prison officer for 11 years. I forgot to mention that on this version. I said it on the Wind's version.
てめえのことだけを考えてるのはよ、てめえの方だぞ、この野郎!
This episode, much like the rest of the season to date, has been so full of wins that'll make your head spin, but at this junction I'm definitely wondering why there's so very few guards around. I mean, they're screaming and yelling and have access to all kinds of places and no one is anywhere.
ちょっとジョリーン、懲罰房から出たばかりなのに、なんでわざわざ疲れるとこ行くのよ。
It's not like she was doing manual labour in the cell, she just sat there for a few weeks. It was likely more boring and mentally stressful than anything physical.
ここじゃないわね。
Why did you choose to look there then?
いいえ、別に。犬のように走り回って捜索しますって誓ったんですよ。
気に入らねえな。待てと言ったはずだぜ。なめてんな。この監視である私は。
She failed to notice him get off his machine, run over to her when she was quite a distance away, and managed to strike her wrist somehow.
しまった。
落ち着け、ジョリー。シールを貼っておいたからな。
Talking without any problems whatsoever whilst fully underwater.
そのミジンコ野郎を倒すには それしか勝つ方法はない。
Unbelievably, Jolene is still in the frame running to the shed after 4 minutes worth of fighting has gone by. Like, I know time moves differently, but she's incredibly slow.
ジョリーン、何やってんだ。
水をあげるわ。なんていうか、助けるのよ。
Yeah, but I think it's logical to say that she knows that, but is also wondering why you're actually doing it.
自分が存在しているという、その信じられる恩のために命を懸けていた。彼にとってホワイトスネークなんてどうでもいいのよ。
Well, if she can care less, then she does care about Whitesnake at least a little though, right? This is really loud and really weird stuff happening all the time in this damn prison. Like, people are bored in prison. They're always looking around and stuff. Someone's face turns into a pumpkin. People gonna be looking around.
もう100回は続かない方に1000ドル。
マジか。てめえ持ってんだろうな。
She did literally just hold out a massive wad of rolled up cash right in front of you, girl.
あんたらがゆっくりと投げすぎたから、運動終了の時間が来てしまったのではないのか。自分の心に対して。
I know it's JoJo land and everything, but definitely been longer than 10 seconds now since the last throw. Just gotta throw that out there. No pun intended, of course.
ジョリーン。
エルメス、あんたのせいじゃないわ。ミラションがスタンド使いってことは。
Definitely was her fault though. She took the first bet and then when you won decided to make another much harsher bet to boot like a massive numpty. Absolutely was her fault.
お待ちください。
Not gonna lie to you, that pocket to me is devastatingly shallow.
でも何なのよ、今のは。変な走り方をするやつだった。ストロくて足が遅かったからここに逃げ込めたけど。
She says that he's slow, but he completely caught up with them on the stairs whilst running on all fours like a weirdo.
さっきの電話は間違いなく録音されてるけど、多分ホワイトスネークはそれを聞いてないと思うんだ。早く行くほど危険は避けられる。
This kid is made up of 80% totes adorbs and 20% assumptions at this point.
随分騒がしいので余計な好奇心で伺ってみただけで。
この20年、我が水族館では脱獄成功者は一人も出していないのはご存知ですよね。
I mean, that's got fuck all to do with why he said he came. He said curiosity got the better of him. It's not like there's a special alternate sounding alarm for prison escapes and he ran there assuming one was occurring.
随分騒がしいので余計な好奇心で伺ってみただけで。
この20年、我が水族館では脱獄成功者は一人も出していないのはご存知ですよね。
Also though, it would be very weird for a prison priest to be hanging around the communications room like this. Just saying.
この外部への電話リスト、通話録音内容を聞きたいのですが。
Yeah, this wouldn't happen either. Even in a weird JoJo universe, there would be no reason for the prison priest or chaplain to have access to recorded phone calls. You especially wouldn't grant access during a potential fire alarm or prisoner escape situation.
もうあと数メートルで空気のところへ到着する。そして空気を手に入れたウェザーリポートがお前を追い詰める。
Why would you actually tell him that though?
ドラム缶の中に少しは空気があるだろ。真空のせいでパンパンになってはち切れそうな缶の中身が。
Why would you actually tell her that though?
どうかしたのか。なぜ扉を叩く。
Couldn't they put the card machine up a bit higher?
とにかく命令されている。頭部を完全に撃ち抜いておくようにと。
In that case, it's super weird that you specifically shot her in the stomach a few times instead.
原住民が吹き矢に塗って使ったほどの猛毒を皮膚の下に持っている。
What do you mean, even Aboriginals? Like, they wanted nice and weak poison for their blowguns, but it was so deadly, even they couldn't withstand the allure of the deadly poison. I love how a few of them were like, oh yeah, no issue for us falling at that distance, just chilling now by this sexy lady here.
ありがとう。待ってたわ。探してくれるの。
Why would you actually risk giving yourself away though? Nathan Burr, Bird Without a Word, Tyler Warner, Ali 50, Kawada Takashiro, Ted L, Isael Caldera, Mr. Waffle 64, Kieran Robinson, Chris Harris, Jonas Stahl, Manolo Saucedo Munoz, Steelers, Matthew Blanchett, Kim Munt, Manuel Morales, Conito, Dark Lord Bloody Soul, Blitzcloud, Orekeeper, Kepper, Juffa 6263, Magnus, Kevin Nauta, Brendan Krier, Kaj Vorzelman, Sean Graves, The Epic Amanda, Galaxy Boss 22, Leaf Arn Hammer, Sentimento, Gaten 2000, Storm 970, Inakami Underwater, Your Ed Vincent.